Distinguished Chair, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you all. It's a great pleasure for me to join you at this investment summit. My sincere thanks to the convener of the conference, Mr. Sampath, for inviting me at this conference. I'm very happy to be in the southern part of India in Pondicherry once again. Ethnically and culturally, we have been very close to the south because Bengalis historically had the link with the southern part of India. The southern states, as the hub of IT centers, prominent education and research bodies, and medical centers have been of great help to us. The technical knowledge base, such as engineers, doctors who are engaged in various sectors in Bangladesh, are mostly from the south. Our IT specialists also visit South India. Likewise, your advancement in the field of medical science is also of great help to us because of large number of Bangladeshi patients come to South every year for specialized kind of treatments that they get from South. We therefore see a huge scope for further strengthening the multifarious connections with South India. In fact, the current government of Bangladesh has given special importance to establishing stronger relations with the southern states of India. As a part of our endeavor, we are going to open a Deputy High Commission in Chennai, which is awaiting clearance from the Indian government. As soon as we get the clearance from the Indian side, we will open the Deputy High Commission here. And once we open a Deputy High Commission, we will start the air connectivity between Chennai and Bangladesh. Once we open this mission, it will be a catalyst to expand our relation with the southern state, which have tremendous human resource potential and investment opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina, and her government have given maximum importance to transform Bangladesh into one of the most favored investment destinations in South Asia. And all the policies and practices are now in place to create a favorable environment to carry out necessary business or the investors. Bangladesh is being considered as the most liberal and business-friendly economy in this region and one of the most attractive destinations for business and investment. Its investment climate offers generous and attractive packages of incentives to investors, and there is no discrimination between the local and foreign investors. Prevailing laws and practices fully guarantee the safety of the investment and their returns. Geographically also, Bangladesh is located in such a position that it can act as a hub of connectivity between South and Southeast Asia. Bangladesh's uprising economic trajectory is also a testimony that Bangladesh offers huge opportunity to the investors. Once ridiculed as a bottomless basket, Bangladesh is now considered as the fastest growing economy in the world today. Just a day ago, one of the Indian news portals carried out an article where they mentioned that Bangladesh is no more a backward neighbor in the region. Rather, Bangladesh is better off than its neighbors in the socio-economic progress in recent years. The report cited that according to the Asian Development Bank, Bangladesh is expected to post a growth rate of 7.5% in 2018 and 19. According to the UN Conference on Trade and Development figures, Bangladesh per capita income grew by 39%. According to some estimates, if the current trend continues, then Bangladesh's national income and GDP growth will be at the same pace for the next 2 years. It is expected to emerge as one of the highest per capita income countries in South Asia by 2020. Just last Thursday, World Bank unveiled the first Human Capital Index report, where Bangladesh has registered better performance than all other South Asian countries, excepting Sri Lanka. I believe you will all know that recently we have qualified from the UN graduation from the LDC status to the middle income country, And if all these positive trends continue, we expect to implement Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's vision of 2041 to make Bangladesh a developed country by the year 2041. In the past 10 years, our government, starting from 2009, our Honorable Prime Minister has remained steadfast in taking forward our economy on a pathway of prosperity. We have achieved the average GDP growth rate of 6.6%, while the developed economies have average GDP growth rate of 5.1%. Public investment has also rose from 8.2% from the original base of 4.3%. Per capita income has increased from 759 to 1752. Inflation has declined from 12.3% to 5.8%. Revenue GDP ratio has also risen from 10.3% from a lower 9.3%. The size of the budget also grew from 89,000 crore to 464.573 crores. Annual export has registered from 15 billion to 35 billion. So I can go on adding a number of statistics to prove that Bangladesh is today one of the fastest growing economy, and we have one of the most environment-friendly atmosphere for free foreign direct investment. My colleague, who is here with me, has sufficient number of copies showing exactly the areas where we are seeking investment from South. The reason I also say is that our capacity is more now and our infrastructure are much better developed and our institutions are stronger and our credit worthiness is much higher. We do not suffer from any debt burden or any debt trap like any other neighboring countries. In fact, Bangladesh's debt burden is one of the lowest in the entire region. All these economic achievements have increased the economic capacity of the 160 million people of Bangladesh and placed Bangladesh as a viable market for the investment. We are very happy that our biggest neighbor and trusted friend, India, is first emerging as a global economic power with strong economic growth coupled with scientific and technological advancement. India is now the world's sixth biggest economy. In Asia, India is the third largest economy after China and Japan. Many research centers forecast that India had a good chance to become the world's third biggest economy by 2032. A strong and vibrant India offers Bangladesh with lots of economic opportunities. To reap the most of the opportunities, we need to combine our synergies, particularly in the areas of trade and investment. We are happy that the trade and investment between our two countries are increasing. Bangladesh has offered 3 special economic zones for Indian investors, and we seek substantial investment from Indian investors in these 3 economic zones, namely in Mongla, Pedamara, and Mireshwarai, to broaden our exportable base. We hope that this would lead to the expansion of Bangladesh's export to India and thus create a balanced trade and commercial bilateral ties. A small and capital-shy economy like Bangladesh would obviously need substantial investment to broaden our exportable base. It is little unfortunate that investment opportunities for the Indian industrialists in Bangladesh had not been fully explored in depth so far. The interesting feature is, in bilateral economic engagement between Bangladesh and India, is that despite common economic advantages, our two nations have evolved in different industrial sectors. While garments and agricultural products are exported from Bangladesh, Indian exports include automotives and pharmaceuticals. The most practical course of action would be to set up a series of buyback projects where Indian investors will set up industries in Bangladesh and re-export to India and in some other neighboring countries. Similar equation exists between US and Canada and US and Mexico. Though these buyback projects, within a very short time, Canada and Mexico have emerged as the largest trading partners of the USA. If they can do it, we can do it as well. Indian investors should take advantage of our competent labor costs and closer proximity to the northeast markets. To that end, several Indian mega companies like Hero Honda, Tata Group, or Seat Tire companies have set up such projects in Bangladesh. These are small projects, but we need much bigger investment if we could engage in bigger projects. This will also ensure the stability of our relationship. To that end, we may also delve into joint venture partnership in important sectors such as agro-processing, automobiles, ceramics, chemicals, gems and jewelries, light engineering, ICT, hospital and medical equipment, pharmaceuticals, plastics, professional services, tourism, textile, including the home textile. In fact, I was just looking at the trade figures yesterday, and I could see that India imports about $1 billion worth of antibiotics from China. These antibiotics can be easily made in Bangladesh, and it can be easily re-exported to India. In fact, like all other developed countries, India needs something like Bangladesh where they could invest and re-import them. Bangladesh could be India's Hong Kong for the future. And I strongly believe that it is possible because our success in the garments industry, where we have emerged as the number 2, again proves the point that I am trying to make. We do not produce any cotton whatsoever in Bangladesh. And yet, by importing cotton from outside, we start preparing our own cloth, and with the help of our labor, we are now only second to China in terms of export of garment industry. So if we can do miracles in garments, we can do miracles in pharmaceuticals, miracles in leather industries, and miracles in a number of industries that I have just mentioned. India has capital, technology, and Bangladesh has one of the best mix for competitive market, business-friendly environment, and competitive cost structure. The risk factors for FDI are minimum in Bangladesh. Bangladesh offers a well-educated, highly adaptive, and industrious workforce with the lowest labor cost in the region. It offers the most liberal FDI regime in South Asia, allowing 100% foreign equity ownership with unrestricted exit policy, remittances of royalty, and repatriation of equity and dividend. And India and Bangladesh have signed the bilateral investment promotion and protection and agreement, as well as avoidance of double taxation agreement. This should encourage the Indian investors to explore the opportunities in Bangladesh. I will conclude by telling that most of the growing economies like USA and China have undertaken their primary trade and investment projects in their neighboring countries. In similar manner, I would expect that Indian investors will play a big role in furthering our economic prospects. And I would also urge our other friendly countries in the different parts of the world who are attending the conference to come forward and see for yourself what potentials Bangladesh offers and to get as investment destination what Bangladesh can offer to them in return. I wish you all a successful and productive conference, and I do believe that in the future, we will see our cooperative ties will move to a newer heights. If Bangladesh is a success story, it is India's success story. Because I will never forget as a freedom fighter who stood by us in the critical days of 1971. So if our success, it is your success. And certainly, we want to develop this relation for our mutual benefit. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful speech, and you took all the efforts to explain. And now I request Honorable Francis Galia, Maneke MP, member of Talasi Open District, Parliament House, to have few words. And first of all, we thank you for being here, sir. You took lots of effort to come here, and it's our pleasure to have you here.